Super Bowl champions.
E-A-T-L-E-S,
Swinging a miss, struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Flyers are going to win the Stanley Cup. The Flyers win the Stanley Cup. For the lead. Yes! Iverson, wow, what a fake off Daniels as he broke his ankles and got all the way to the cup.
Well, welcome in.
Oh, hello.
It's episode
hello.
Whoa. Hey, look at me. I'm in this box.
I'm here. I'm here, guys.
I'm here.
We're all here.
What's going on?
What's
It's episode
up, dude?
142.
142. Crazy. And we're
Awesome.
here to talk about happy things, not sad things. Me and Don like 2 minutes ago, we're just discussing how the Sixers are the equivalent of the Mets, just a huge old fucking dumpster fire. And that kind of bummed us out. But we're here to talk about the Birds. The Birds with the whooping of Tampa Bay.
Listen, Mark and I'll probably touch base with that on Saturday when we talk a little drunk on the court. But good Lord, the Eagles went down to Tampa and took care of business. The score doesn't even indicate how dominant they were.
Yeah.
They just dominated from the jump, as iffy as it looked kind of early, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have opportunities early that they kind of squander. They go down that first drive, get it all the way down close to the red zone. They go for it on fourth down. They don't get it. I actually, the going forward on fourth down tells me how much confidence they have in the offense, that they'll give up the 3 points to try to get the 7, knowing that the defense was going to be insanely as dominant as they were.
Yeah.
And what, like the first quarter, that game is, 3-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
But Rich, talk to me about that first quarter for the defense, because as kind of iffy as the offense looked, the defense just looked dominant from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, you see Jalen Carter making an absolute impact on playing. How many percentage of snaps did he play? It had to be.
I'm going to look at it.
I think it was like 68% or something like that. Percentage of snaps, and that dude is a problem. We had our milk check. We came in, Reed Blankenship, making some big plays, making some big stops, and stuffing that running game, and making Baker Mayfield throw the ball. I mean, that's always a positive when you're on the other side of that, because let's be real, Baker Mayfield, he ain't it. The defense was impressive, and they're not even clicking yet. Imagine when Hassan Reddick starts actually getting sacks and pressures. Nolan Smith
off today, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's bright. It is the offense not clicking as well as you wanted them to, but you still saw them find their groove later in the game.
Right.
Zacchaeus, a guy who I wanted the Eagles to get as when I saw him out there, and a guy who I knew should have slotted in immediately as their number 3, because the dude catches everything. I'm not upset when I see Zacchaeus and a deep ball, because I know he's going to catch it. When it's Quez, I'm extremely fearful that Quez is going to drop it. I like Zacchaeus overall as a better player than Quez, and as a guy who should earn the wide receiver 3 snaps. And the defense just looked dominant. Slay played an amazing game with Mike Evans, blanketed him really well. Bradbury starting in the slot helps because, Chris Godwin's the slot guy. So you push whoever out. But the main takeaway from me, was how the Eagles covered the middle of the field. You saw what Hawkinson did. You saw
Mhm.
who was the other tight end that we played against? Jesus. Who
Oh
was week
God.
one? Who was week one? God, I'm drawing a blank.
Wow. I feel like a
I know.
wait.
Dude, my brain
You
is absolute mush.
you
But tight ends
you
in
got
the
my
middle of the field.
the Pats. That was
Oh,
Hunter Henry.
Hunter Henry.
You had my brain in a pretzel for a minute.
Dude, I am still in a fog. Wow, I can't think what I want to say. This is fucking crazy. Holy crap. But anyway, they shut down the middle of the field, and that's important going forward because that's where teams were attacking us. Our linebackers stepped up, and our linebackers played well. Nolan Smith's huge hit on Baker Mayfield rattled his shit. He was not the same after that hit. And Jalen Carter, did you see the picture with the two guys on Tampa Bay having their arms basically around his neck, and he's still bull rushing through? Good luck trying to stop him on a weekly basis because right now he is number 5 as highest rated player. He's the 5th highest rated player according to Pro Football Focus. Player,
And that's
not defensive player, overall player in the league.
Overall player. That's not rookie. That's
not
player.
rookie. That's every player on less snaps. And every player in that is a full-time player.
The play that for me was the play that kind of cemented it for me was the chase down, punch out, forced fumble.
Yeah.
Where if you watch the play from the beginning, right, he rushes, gets double team, breaks through the double team, follows the play to the right, sees it break down, come back to the left, comes up behind, right, as the running backs now got the ball, and literally just like angry punches it from the back.
Yeah.
Forces the fumble. Like it was every bit of dominant, and he's not even on the field for a majority of the snaps. Like,
yeah, it's
mind-boggling to kind of see where and how dominant he is. Yeah. So Rich, he finished with a team high 5 pressures on 16 rushes. So his
he's getting home 30% of the time.
32% of the time through the first 3 weeks. He's tied for the second most for defensive tackles in all of the NFL. He is dominating at every bit that he gets. And you talk another guy you talk about, Reed Blankenship, right? Team high 7 tackles, 2 pass breakups, the 1 interception, the 1 play with Sidney Brown. Where Sidney Brown
playing
Sidney Brown,
so well.
who's played all of 10, 15 plays. Like you've got him covering Mike Evans.
Yeah.
And he's able to get the pass breakup. Like I love everything that I saw, right? And how can you not love the other Georgia guy, right? The Nolan Smith with his when he
I love the tape fingers. The tape fingers. Sleeveless.
It's incredible.
Monster. Dude, I love those guys, man. It's just
incredible.
It's awesome to see. And like I said, we're not even firing on all cylinders yet. And it's going to be scary when they.
For a second?
Go ahead.
The Eagles right now are 3-0.
Yes.
Hassan Reddick has 0 sacks.
0 sacks.
A.J. Brown has 0 touchdowns. Yep. Jalen Hurts has yet to throw 2 touchdowns in a game. The running backs have 1 tight end. The tight ends have 0. Brandon Graham has 0 sacks. So even with all of those things, they are still dominating.
Yeah.
And they're dominating in the trenches, which is where this team, which is how it's where Howie Roseman built this team. And I really think that the NFL fucked up because they messed around and let the Eagles pick up a kid that is probably in the next 5 years, probably going to be not just the best guy in this draft class, but could be the best defensive player in the entire NFL. and he's going to play. And you can see where his play is already elevating Jordan Davis.
Yep.
It's breathing new life into Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham, and Sweaty is getting his on the outside because they're double teaming on the inside, and they're leaving him one-on-one. But I interrupted you, Rich. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're fine. And I was going to say basically the same thing. A.J. Brown, 0 touchdowns. The running back core, 1 touchdown. And DeAndre Swift didn't even play week 1. And he's averaging 6.8 yards a carry. This team is going to be absolutely scary when they figure it out. Brian Johnson, first-year offensive coordinator in the system. I get it. Call some better plays, but I'm like, because some of the script really sucks.
The red zone is bad.
The red zone is
bad. And you could see like that every drive, there was some kind of break in the drive.
Yeah.
Whenever they came out, it was either an injury timeout or a TV timeout or something. Whenever they came out of that break, there was always like
confusion.
There was like this confusing stalling. Like what?
No, what do we do?
I need to see that. That is something that I need to see from Brian Johnson. Like, yes, I love the second half adjustments. We're making those because the way that they're coming out in the second half,
go Birds.
They're making those adjustments second half, but I got to see like something that you've talked about before, like that script coming out. It's just got to be better. There's got to be more. I love how they're spreading the ball around, but when you get to that second half of the schedule, you cannot be settling for 3.
No.
When you're playing the Chiefs, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Cowboys, like you can't. You're going to have to turn those 3s into 7s real fast.
Yeah, because they'll pile them up real quick. But I mean, if you look at who we played so far, right? New England, they're terrible. I mean, I think New England sucks. Saw somebody tweet today they should just give Tom Brady $1 million because they ain't shit without him, and it's true. Like Bill Belichick ain't shit without Tom Brady. Neither is Josh McDaniels. Because Josh McDaniels, the Raiders are absolute dog shit.
It's bad.
They're bad. Like it's not even good bad. Derek Carr looks great. I understand he got injured. Looks great with the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck them. Then we move on to the Kirk Cousins-led Vikings. Again, we beat them pretty handedly. And then they go in and beat San Diego this week. Okay, San Diego's got terrible coaching. I don't think Brandon Staley is a good coach.
Brandon Staley's terrible.
Jared Goff just throws a pick. Wow, watching the game. I have to watch football too. Yep. You saw that? I'm like, what? That was terrible. Could you tell that was going to be picked?
I got it.
Could you tell that was going to be a pick? Because that was like, I had no idea who he was going to throw to. It was lofted in the air.
Watching it at the same time.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wow, that was a terrible. I'm just like, that throw caught the corner of my eye. But anyway, the Chargers have a terrible team, but Minnesota was down. They came back and beat them. We beat Minnesota. And then you had Tampa Bay, who was 2-0. So the Eagles are playing up to their competition, and they're rising and surpassing it without all this offensive firepower that we thought we would see because our defense is keeping us in games. Yet our elite pass rushers in Brandon Graham, Hassan Reddick have no sacks. And our linebackers are nobodies who are terrible, right? No, they are. You don't understand what Jalen Carter is bringing to this defense. He is bringing the tenacity that is firing everyone up and making them play to his level. When you have a guy playing 60% of the snaps a game and he is making that kind of an impact, it makes everybody else want to go out there and do the same because they have to do it on 95%. He's doing with 60.
Yeah. And look at it, Rich. Look at the play where they get the safety.
Yeah.
Right. He and Jordan Davis both take on double teams, and it allows that linebacker group to just converge and make that tackle. I mean, they made that tackle 3-4 yards deep in the end zone. They're able to get there, right? And some more Jalen Carter stats, right? He's double teamed on 67.5% of his snaps, and he's still second most in the NFL among pressures, right? Rich, you could not play this out any better for the way that he is producing on the field. And you're getting everything that you thought you were going to get. Jay,
you're getting a generational talent. And like you said, the league fucked up. The league fucked up by letting us get. Atlanta honestly should have went Jalen Carter.
Oh,
Atlanta was
absolutely
dumb. I understand you have Bijan Robinson, generational talent at running back.
Mm-hmm.
They should have won Jalen Carter and built that defense up. The Seahawks should have won Jalen Carter. Everybody in the top 10 should have won Jalen Carter. And they really, really fucked that up. I don't know where he is standing amongst rookies right now who are drafted ahead of him, but I'm going to say he's leaps and bounds past them. And let's see more Nolan Smith. I want to see more Nolan Smith. DeAndre Swift, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's essentially like the tweet. I don't know if it was sent in our group chat, but the other group chat, that essentially Jalen Carter falling all the way to us enabled Detroit to draft Jamar Gibbs, with essentially got us DeAndre Swift for a bag of peanuts. Like the trickle down effect of all of that is just insane, because they're two major key players this year on the Eagles team. Look what DeAndre Swift is doing. He is legit Shady 2.0 in this. Yeah. Except he doesn't dance. That motherfucker hits the hole and goes.
And just goes. And how about the play where he leaps the guy, lands on his feet, and gets 7, 8 more yards?
Yes, 7 more yards.
He's
revitalized.
Yeah. Well, now, Rich, do you, like the picture that I sent in the group chat where the one hole, it was essentially like it was the size of a Mack, like it was the size of a Mack truck. Like you could have run 3 running backs through that hole.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it going, like, he's
Miles
like,
Sanders would have
I never saw this shit in Detroit. Right? No. Like Miles Sanders, and he's probably looking at Miles Sanders going, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like the holes that are there for him, the way that he's able to dominate the line of scrimmage, it just goes back to how much of a strength that is.
Yeah.
That for that offensive line, and how much time and space it creates. And with a guy like this who is one cut and run and is not going to dance, you're seeing back-to-back 100+ yard games from him.
6.8 yards per carry.
It's just for me. I'm looking at him going, that's RB1, right? Yeah. And then Rashad Penny, you can kind of be in the stable, and we'll need you when we need you. But this is the guy that's got to be on the field, because he is dominating games. And I don't remember what day it was, but the Sirianni press conference where they're talking about how they're winning games. Yeah. And the thing that I loved was him saying, listen, if we got to run the ball 50 times, we're going to run the ball 50 times. If we're going to pass it 50 times, we're going to pass it 50 times. If it's going to be even, he goes, we are going to game plan to do whatever we have to do to win the game.
Yeah.
Because winning the game is really the only thing that matters. No one's going to look back and look at the play calling. They're going to go back and look at your record.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's what you're seeing. I think that's what you're seeing with the Eagles. You're seeing them come out, and the first 1 or 2 drives, if they don't score, kind of stall, and the coaching staff goes, that whole drive we did, it was 6-2 pass. weren't really gaining much, weren't really clicking. Let's open up this next one. Let's go with 4 runs right away. And then all of a sudden you got 50 yards on those 4 runs, and you're like, okay, I think it's going to be a running game. I think we're going to start pounding the rock. Then they start running the ball, opens up the bootleg, opens up the deep shots, and all of a sudden now it's 60-40, you're running the ball. But everything else is opening up. And you're seeing that. You're seeing those adjustments.
Yeah.
And they're coming quicker than usual. I remember last year, and oh my God, the Doug Peterson years, 35 passes to 2 runs, and it's like, all right, we're down 14. Let's start running in the second half. It's like, no, you're seeing these adjustments. You're seeing them done quickly, and they look good. So I'm excited. I mean, I was sitting here Monday and watching this, and I'm like, imagine if we were like 100%. Like 100%.
Imagine if we were hitting on all cylinders.
That's what I'm saying.
Jalen
like,
Hurts is.
We're hitting on I feel like we're hitting on 40% of cylinders. Like not even 50%.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ. And we're still beating this team by 14.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's absolutely insane.
And
I'm like, Jesus Christ. If Jalen Hurts doesn't throw 2 picks, those drives could end in touchdowns. Now you're winning by 28.
Right. That's that. And to me, that's where, when I was talking about the beginning, like the final score is no indication of how dominant this game was. Right. Because that game, right, is essentially a rocking chair ride.
Yeah.
That one touchdown that they get late in the fourth quarter. And I shouldn't even say late, early on in the fourth quarter, because to me, Rich, the most telling sign in that entire game was the fact that they got the ball back with 9 plus minutes, and they ran the clock out.
Yeah.
They never got the ball back at the time. What the time is essentially could be a 2-score game. They never got the ball back. You ran the ball and ran the ball and ran the ball, and you ran the clock, and you passed it when you had to. You had the big 3rd down catch to AJ Brown.
Yeah.
To extend that one, at the very end of it, to extend the drive, to be able to essentially run the clock out. But God, how dominant that offensive line just flexed muscles in that last drive and literally just took every ounce of hope that anybody on Tampa had. Is
Landon Dickerson the best guard in football?
Oh shit! If he's not, then he's in the top fucking 3. and
he has been playing ridiculous.
And here's the thing: the 2 guys. Think about this: the 2 guys that are playing guard right now, are both guys that they essentially drafted to replace Jason Kelce at center. And Jason Kelce was like, wait, y'all 2, hold my beer.
Yeah. Hold my beer ain't going anywhere. Hold my beer ain't going anywhere.
And they're in there. And Jarkins has looked great.
Yeah, he has.
Like, I love where I'm at. Oh, you got
Amon-Ra St. Brown, baby. Let's go.
But
let's go.
I'm loving where this team is, because there's so much growth that can happen. And to go back to something that, Rich, we haven't seen in a really long time, right? You got production from special teams.
Yeah, Covey, man. Covey looked good.
Britton Covey looked good. You had the punter actually was able to get one inside the 20. Not punt it through the end zone and give away some free yardage. So you're getting production up and down the team.
Yeah, we have a new punter.
You're still not hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah.
And you're still dominant.
Adam says, what do you guys think of everyone trying to get rid of the brotherly shove? First of all, fuck Chris Sims, that piece of shit, that pussy boy.
He's
fuck
a
you.
Asshole.
He's a
he
pussy.
He can go on our list.
If I saw Chris Sims in public, I would kick him so hard in his vagina. And I would not think twice because that shit. Oh, yeah, kill the guy. Oh, you should headhunt him because you can't stop a play. Everybody in the league could be doing this, but they can't get that fucking low. They're not as athletic as our offensive line.
Other teams have tried it,
and they
are
suck
not
at
as successful.
And they suck at it because you need to know what you're doing. Everybody wants to outlaw things that work. And as Jason Kelsey and Travis said on their podcast. Yeah, New Heights podcast. Well, Justin Tucker's 2 automatically kicking 50-yard field goals. Take it out of the game. Travis Kelsey, you can't use him in the tight end. You can't use him. Yeah, you can't use him in the red zone. Take him out of the game. Patrick Mahomes can't be in a 2-minute drill. Take him out of the game. Just because something works or something's good doesn't mean it's bad for football. It's just the jealousy and the envy and the bullshit and the fucked up things people say. And it's starting to get annoying. Because Philly fans get a terrible rap. But we are not a terrible fan base. We will bust your balls for wearing another team's jersey. We won't fucking kill you for it. Yeah. We will give you shit and then shake your hand. And we will laugh about it because we're good sports. If you could talk shit, we can talk shit. We'll have a good time. It's not that deep. But for everyone always coming at the Eagles and our fans and saying stupid shit about our quarterback, thinking that we're not going to have his back, like Chris Sims, like you're an ultimate fuck you guy. You stuck around, you fucked around, you found out because you're a fucking
about to find out.
You should never wish anyone. You should never wish ill on anybody, especially when you played in the league, you fucking pussy-ass jerk-off. No one ever wished you fucking ill will when you fucking played. Like, you don't wish that on anybody. And that's one thing that I can't stand. Whether it's fantasy football or real football and we're going against them, I don't wish, oh, man, I'm going to lose this week. I wish this guy gets hurt. It's like, man, I just wish he gets blanketed all game and he doesn't have any catches. And then he has a career game next week.
Rich, he's the Angel Hernandez of commenting.
He is.
It's bad. But did you – so the thing that I go back to, right?
Yeah, Kellen Mond higher than Jalen Hurts. He's a fucking loser. He's a loser.
He has some kind of bug up his ass about Jalen Hurts. But the quote from JJ Watt about the tush push, right? It says, unpopular opinion. If they're not allowed to push from behind, the Eagles would still be just as successful at the QB sneaks. It helps, but the push isn't the reason it's successful. It's the offensive line and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's
the low guy wins.
That's coming from a defensive player who has played in the league for the last 10, 12 years. Like it has no place in this league to get rid of something that works because it works. Just because it works for one team, just because one team does it well, doesn't mean we just get rid of it. Like,
look at the Wildcat. Look at the Wildcat. Yeah. Remember when the Wildcat was super fucking successful when Miami was doing it? Yeah. Miami's running the Wildcat and they're running all over people and people are like, oh my God. And then other teams tried and they sucked at it. Nobody kicked out the Wildcat. I mean, the Wildcat just kind of phased out. It just got like goofy after a while. But no one was like, oh, you can't run the Wildcat. I'm like, dude, it's just so annoying. It's just because Philly's doing it. If Patrick Mahomes was doing it or Tom Brady was doing it or fucking anybody else who's a poster, oh my God, if Joe Burrow was doing it, they would be slobbing knobs.
Slurping it up.
They'd be slurping it up. Like, dude, it's so fucking annoying. It's just because Philly's doing it that it's a problem. And I'm just over it. Like, Chris Sims, die with a dick in your mouth and call it a day.
Oh God, that's it's bad. But Rich,
it's not
real quick before we take the commercial break and come back and talk about some other stuff. Let's talk about the fans.
Yeah,
this fan base
is travel
incredible, and they travel So according to a website called Vivid Seats, right, the visual display that they collected via different camera angles, they estimated that about 60% of the fans that were in Raymond James Stadium were Eagles fans.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
that is probably on the low end.
You heard it. You heard it during the game. You thought you were playing in Philly.
If you listened back to the highlights just on the radio, you could swear that was a home game for the Eagles.
1,000%.
You audibly heard the EAGLES during the game. Yeah. You heard the reactions to any kind of play that was in the favor of the Eagles. Yeah. I love and I love how much this fan base travels, because if you go on like Philly sports trips, right? They used to have like, it was like 2 or 3 for a game. Now it's every game. They got the tailgates for every home game. Yep. Like, it's the way that this fan base shows up.
Yeah.
It just is such a cool representation of how strong this fan base is and how invested they are. I love everything about the traveling and showing up. And to me, I just don't know how you continue to let this, how fan bases continue to let this happen week after week after week. It's almost like every single away game is like a semi-home game.
Yeah. Be ashamed, other teams' fan bases. Be ashamed, because you will turn green real quick. We'll be back to discuss the Eagles' next game coming up.
And we got some we'll get some fantasy shit from the guys at Losing Sucks. So we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Hell yes.
Von C. Brewing Company is a 20-barrel, 16,000 square foot microbrewery with a 2,500 square foot tasting room, including a spacious outside beer gardens in Norristown, PA, in the heart of Montgomery County. The Von C. family is part of the family that started C. Schmidt and Son Brewing in 1860. Stop in Wednesday through Sunday and taste a variety of draft and 16-ounce cans of originally brewed beer, and tell them the Drunk on Broad crew sent you. Von C. Brewing is located at 1210 Stenbridge Street, Suite 300 in Norristown. Cheers.
Team Clicks are the only glasses for real sports fans. With interchangeable arms, you can support all of your favorite teams, or even make and create custom options as well. These die-hard sports fans have realized that sports fans needed something other than face paint to show their love and passion for their teams. Go to teamclicks.com/DOB and show your love for your hometown team.
La Torrent's curated collection of men's and women's watches is a perfect investment that lasts for years to come and fits perfectly with your every outfit and style. Our range of classic watches aren't just a great perfect formal and casual accessory, but a time machine that takes you back to memories. Explore our collection of timeless watches that can reflect your taste, personality, and personal style. Our exclusive collection of carefully curated, affordable luxury watches is what you need to make a personalized style statement. You can take pride in your prized possession, handing it over to the next generations as your most loved asset that they can also own and display with the same pride. These high-quality pieces stand the test of time, giving exceptional value and return on your investment. Go to la-touraine.com and use code DOB at checkout and get 10% off.
If you're looking for unique sports apparel, check out Streaker Sports. They've dug deep into the archives and have brought back some incredible defunct team logos and have even created entire defunct league collections. They also have collections paying homage to sports culture, including the Miracle on Ice, Slap Shot, Caddyshack, the Mighty Ducks, and even have a license with Wiffle Ball and USA Hockey. Only for Drunk on Broad listeners, use code BROAD at checkout to get 10% off anything at streakersports.com. Again, that's 10% off anything at streakersports.com with discount code BROAD.
All right, we're back. Rich, during the commercial, I did a little bit of digging.
Okay.
Right, so just a couple of things that we talked about in the first segment.
Yes.
So the draft picks.
Yeah.
I won't argue 1 through 4, right? Because you're talking about
Okay.
3 quarterbacks and Will Anderson.
Yes.
But at 5, the Seahawks take Devin Witherspoon. At 6, the Cardinals take Paris Johnson.
No.
At 7, the Raiders take Tyree Wilson. And at 8, the Falcons take Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
He legit should have gone 5, 6, 7, or 8. Any one of those teams.
Agreed.
So that was 1. 2, I want to talk to you about before the show we were talking about the timing.
Yes.
The 7:15 kickoff.
Yes.
That should be eternal.
Yes.
The
Agreed.
Monday Night Football game, 7:15, 7:30. But there's no reason to start that game at 8:15, 8:30.
No.
I love that it was over by 10 o'clock.
Beautiful
right?
thing.
But the double game,
Not
with the
good.
double box,
Not good.
was fucking horrible.
Stupid.
Everybody's
Waste
got
of time and resources.
everybody's got enough devices right
The
now.
Bengals suck.
But and that game was fucking horrible.
The game was
too.
fucking terrible.
But if I wanted to watch the other game, that's on me to put it on the other TV like I did, or pull out an iPad or a phone or whatever.
Yeah.
But if that's the game that I tuned in to watch, I'm good. You want to tell me it started? Great.
Yeah.
If I want to kick over and go watch it, but I don't need the double box. The double box was stupid.
Double box, no fun.
So week 4, where you want to start? You want to start Eagles Commanders, or you want to do fantasy?
Let's do Eagles Commanders.
All right, let's go. Commanders come in 2-1.
Yep. An ugly
They
2-1.
looked-
Not a good 2-1.
An ugly 2-1, right? So they barely squeaked by the Cardinals in week 1.
Yep.
They barely beat Denver in Denver.
And Denver just got fucking boat raced.
Yeah, and Denver just gave up 70 points to the fucking Dolphins.
How did Sean
then-
Payton and Russell Wilson make it back on that plane?
I think the ship has sailed on Russell Wilson.
I think the ship
think
has sailed with Sean Payton.
Well, Sean Payton's a fucking loser.
Yeah,
He's a fucking loser who just fucking skates whenever times get tough. So
yeah.
So
He's not going to make it
and
the
then
whole season.
And then the Commanders get waxed by the Bills at home, 37-3. So now you have the Rich. This is the only 1 o'clock home game on the schedule all season. So talk to me about where you are, because I'm getting feels of like a. I know they're playing at home, but I'm getting the feels of when it was around this time last year when the Eagles had the Wentz, when they sacked Wentz 9 times.
Yeah.
I'm getting the feeling like Sam Howell's going to get really, really he's going to have a close, intimate relationship with a lot of face masks and a lot of turf.
Well, that's his problem, because Sam Howell is and also a gunslinger and tries to make shit happen. And playing against this Eagles defense, that's not something you really can do. I don't see good things in his future. That's just what I think. Doesn't mean it's true. But this game, to me, is going to be a 28-10 game. It's going to be a game that is going to be 17-0 early. And the Eagles are going to send out Kenny G and DeAndre Swift to just do what they have to do. Is that David Montgomery? All this guy does is score fucking touchdowns. All he does is score touchdowns. It's absolutely crazy.
Year after year after year.
Year after year. Guy scores touchdowns. Not Jahmyr Gibbs. Why would they do that? But anyway, you're going to send in Swift, and then maybe you'll see some Rashad Penny to kill about 12 minutes at the end of the game. I just don't see – I don't think Washington is clicking at all on offense. I don't think their offense looks good with Sam Howell. Terry McLaurin has been a non-factor all year. Jahan Dotson, who you're expecting that sophomore breakout, has been relatively quiet. And and they can't figure it out in their running game. It's Brian Robinson has been decent. Antonio Gibson has been non-existent. And Sam Howell just makes too many mistakes. And against a defense like this, he hasn't seen a defense like this in his career.
Now
you're
going to run this defensive line, which is, Tracy Rocker's got them clicking on all cylinders. The rotations are great. The substitutions are great. I think it's extending they're realizing that these guys don't have to play 70, 80% of the snaps. They can parcel that out over that whole defensive line, right? Because if you look at the starting offensive line for the Commanders, you're talking about Charles Leno, Sadiq Charles, Nick Gates, Sam Cossie, and Andrew Wiley. Like, these are all guys that are they're not scaring, they're not keeping anybody up at night.
No.
So I think this is a sack fest. This could be a body bag game. This could be if Sam Howell keeps getting abused, you might see Jacoby Brissett at the end of this game.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be where that pairing, the Commanders offensive line and the Eagles defensive line, that's the matchup that's going to separate everything.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Jacoby Brissett guy. I think Jacoby Brissett can run an offense and, has the smarts to do it. It's kind of crazy to me that, they want to go with Sam Howell over Jacoby Brissett because essentially the guy is a rookie. I mean, it is not his rookie year, but essentially he is a rookie and he looks like a rookie. You could tell there's no tutelage in that offense, or in that quarterback group. All right, you wanted me to slob the knob of Eric Bieniemy and the job he's doing with that offense? No, no. You just got destroyed by Buffalo. Your offense looked inept at that, and your defense isn't stopping anyone. For Eric Bieniemy to be getting all this, oh my God, he's doing a great job. You're not, dude. You're really not. Your biggest playmakers aren't even being involved. You can't. They're not. Their offense isn't scheming and firing on any cylinders to scare anyone. At least Carson Wentz could throw a deep ball. Sam Howell can't throw a fucking deep ball.
No, not at all. I just don't like it at all.
And I don't think their defense is pretty much a non-factor for me. If you let Josh Allen do whatever you want, you're going to see Jalen Hurts do whatever he wants. I'm going – Adam says 38-10. I'm going 28-10. And it's going to be one of those games that is over halfway through the third. Halfway through the third, Eagles are going to have the ball, kill about 7 minutes, get it to the fourth quarter, punch one in, that insurance one. Sam Howell's going to do something stupid, and then 8 minutes taken off the clock, the game's over.
I like it. You got a play of the game, Rich?
Play of the game is going to be a 53-yard touchdown rush from DeAndre Swift. Because if he ain't scoring from 53, he's not scoring from 2.
Oh, I hear you. Listen, I think they go up top. On the offensive side, I think they go up top. I think they try to take an opportunity at home to get up early, try to put this game away. I think you might see maybe I'm gonna say that there's 2 50-plus yard receiving touchdowns.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's 1-1, like Devontae gets 1, AJ gets 1, or one of them gets 2. But I just feel like they're going to have the opportunities to get behind, guys like Kendall Fuller and Emmanuel Forbes. Those are guys that, they can get past. And I think you see a high sack total.
Yeah.
I think this is a game where you could see 6+ sacks. Maybe a guy like Hassan Reddick, who hasn't gotten on the board, maybe registers 2 or 3.
I would like to see that.
I think this could be, he's finally got the cast off. I think this could be like a get right
Let him
game
loose,
for
baby.
him.
Let him loose.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go 31-10, 34-10.
Okay. I like it.
They get it.
We're in the same boat with the Washingtons.
Yeah, I think they get a tough. I think they get it. They may get a garbage score late, kind of like this, kind of like the Tampa game. But I'm just all right, Adam.
I love it.
Jalen Hurts, four total touchdowns, 3 passing, 1 running. I love it.
I would love to see.
I love it. I'm here for it all.
All
right, Rich. So no Coach Trav video tonight. Coach Trav is traveling in Colorado.
Sucks.
Don't do it.
He's
got some buy. So Rich, I'm going to give you. Do you want the buy low or the sell high guys?
Let's see. Who are the buy low guys?
All right, here you go. There's an Eagle on this buy low list.
AJ Brown.
Dallas Goedert.
Okay, yeah. Yet to find the end zone, yet to really be involved in the offense. But he, in the words of Coach Trav, he's a buy low guy. He's not really involved in the offense in the first few weeks of the game plan, but toward later on in the season, they're going to need him. He still has the potential to finish top 5, especially with how scarce the position is. So, Dallas Goedert is definitely a buy low candidate in my opinion. That's my Coach Trav.
Rich, you got the cadence down. I love it.
I got him down. I know Coach Trav, baby.
All right, next guy, Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams is a buy low guy. I want to agree because they need to do something with the running game to get Russell Wilson on track and to actually have time of possession. In the NFL, you need to run the ball. Samaje Perine, he's still going to be the passing back. But, talent over everything, right? Talent over everything. They need to get out of this ambiguous backfield. You legit need to see more Javonte Williams spreading himself from the pack, seeing him more. He's getting healthier. More's Coach Trav. He's getting healthier, coming off the ACL. He's only going to see an uptick in snaps, and you want the best talent on the field, and that's Javonte Williams. So his target share should go up, and they should be running the ball more to get the ball out of Russell Wilson's hands.
All right, your last buy low guy is a guy who's legit probably playing for the worst team in the NFL. Justin Fields.
No, I'm
out on Justin. I'm out on everything Bears.
I think the Bears are absolutely atrocious. Fantasy wise, he could be great. I owe my dad $20 because I said he was going to finish as a top 3 quarterback in the league.
Ooh.
I am wrong. I am out on Justin Fields. I just don't think he is. I really don't think he's a capable quarterback. You got him DJ Moore. You spent a ton of money on that defense. That defense does not look good, and they're letting people score at will. And what happens when you let opponents score at will? Justin Fields has to throw the ball. That's like stepping on a landmine. It's just not going to end well. So I am out on. I don't see any way that it's a good idea. So I can't say yes on that one.
Justin Fields to me is like the equivalent of I think he's like a one-hit wonder. He's a guy that just flashed early.
Yeah.
But you're seeing all week to week, you're seeing all the flaws and not the progression of talent. Yes, I think he got away with a lot last year. I think he got away with a lot of mistakes, being able to just escape the pocket and run.
Yeah.
But now that teams are forcing him to sit in the pocket and throw the ball, it's just exposing all those decision-making things that I think maybe turn teams off from drafting them. All right, your sell high guys. These are guys if you might want to think about flipping them right now. First,
get your haul. For maybe one of those guys listed below.
First guy on the list is Jerome Ford.
Sell high for Jerome Ford. I don't know why, if he's afraid of the cream hunt or the sustainability of it. But I'm not. I'm not selling high. I'm not selling high because you've seen the Chubb workload when Kareem Hunt was there. And if they believed enough to give Jerome Ford the starting job, And to draft him to be the backup, I think that he's a guy who's going to be capable. If I can flip him, if I can send Jerome Ford over and, I'm going to have to get like a wide receiver 1 and a fringe RB1 for him for a team who's maybe desperate, guy who's not playing well, like Aaron Jones is out. If you can get an Aaron Jones and a Mike Evans for him, maybe I'd think about it.
Yeah.
Just because of the talent later on in the season, But I'm holding on to Jerome Ford because I don't think you're going to get what you want for him in a trade. And I just think I think his ceiling is what we saw last week, scoring 2 touchdowns a game, but his yardage will increase.
Yeah, the only reason I think maybe to sell is like if the Browns just become a dumpster fire and the offense just starts looking terrible.
Yeah.
But next guy on the list, Zach Moss.
Oh yeah, fuck Zach Moss. I'm selling him in a heartbeat.
And George Pickens.
And George Pickens are the 2 other guys. George Pickens, I'm going to hold on to. I know Deontay Johnson will be coming back soon. George Pickens is a guy that I'm going to keep unless I can get a haul for him, but you're not going to. In most leagues, they're going to look at him and be like, probably not. And you'll be like, okay, I understand. He is a big play threat. The Steelers' offense looks atrocious again. Kenny Pickett, again, not the guy. But what can you do? Do you want to get the boom or bust from George Pickens? Yeah, sure. I mean, that's why you kind of drafted him. He is their big play guy. You saw Calvin Austin, 2 catches last week, 72 yards and a touchdown. Whatever. I mean, it's going to happen. But I'm holding on to George Pickens just because I don't think you're going to be able to get what you want for him.
That was kind of my thought.
But Zach Moss, 1,000%. Jonathan Taylor's coming back. Zach Moss is not a good running back. That's what I'm doing. And
here we go. It's a 12-team PPR. One QB, 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and 1 flex. So we got Lamar, Ramondre, James Cook, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Swift. And then on the bench, you got Christian Watson, Jerry Jeudy. You got Warren, Jerome Ford, Kincaid, and Michael Thomas. And all right. So what are we looking at, Rich?
What's one move? I need an upgrade in tight end. I was thinking Ford for Andrews. I'm not honestly. That is something for if they need a running back. I could see that. I like to stack with Lamar. But if I'm you, I like keeping Jerome Ford, Michael Thomas, Algier, Christian Watson. He comes back. You can only start 2 wide receivers. I mean, you got AJ Lamb and AJ Brown, Christian Watson. Jerome Ford is a guy that I would keep. I would try to flip Ramondre for a tight end, maybe go for Dallas Clark. Ramondre is not really performing well, and that Patriots offense just looks absolutely atrocious. He's not even looking like he's involved in the passing game. They're just going tight end, and whoever the fuck else is out there. It's kind of pissing me off because I have Ramondre. But if your team's doing well, I'm saying keep it for what you have. I would even try to move. I mean, you're starting AJ Brown and CeeDee Lamb regardless. In your flex, you have Swift, not moving him anytime soon. So you could get rid of a Michael Thomas who's having a good year and package him for something. Maybe the Jaylen Warren to the Najee Harris owner. Try to get their tight end. But, Jerome for Andrews, I think it's a fair trade. I honestly am going to say I do not like Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson would probably be a guy I would pair with maybe Jerome Ford and Michael Thomas to try to get a tight end and another quarterback. That's what I don't trust Hunter Henry or Kincaid. They offer me Mark Andrews and Atwell for Jerome Ford and Atwell, Tutu Atwell.
Oh, I don't hate that.
I mean, you have I mean, fuck it, right? I would take it. But then you were going to need the flip Christian Watson, Michael Thomas, Jerry Jeudy, or Atwell and try to get yourself another running back.
Yeah, you got to.
I'm not mad at that.
Do
I actually kind of like that.
No, not at all. I mean, the fact that it's not just Mark Andrews, it's Mark Andrews.
Oh, Henry wasn't up there.
Huh.
He left that out. Okay.
Gotcha. But listen, I love that. This is the kind of thing where like you got to be creative with that roster building, and the other thing to think about, Rich, you're also going to have guys like me that are going to panic early because they're 0-3, and they're trying to just make moves, right? I'm still waiting. I'm getting good production from Michael Thomas, which we didn't know was an iffy pick when I picked him.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks good now.
Yeah, and Taylor's going to come.
I think he's the wide receiver one with the Saints. I think he is 1A and Olave's 1B. It's what it's looking like for me, to be honest with you. But I would take that trade. I would take Mark Andrews and Tutu Atwell.
Andrew, listen, we love you want to come in every week with the stardom sit-em questions. That's great. You can also send the stardom sit-ems to our guys at Losing Sucks in the DMs. They're always good about answering that stuff, especially even on Sunday mornings. I know they're trying to be busy on the social media stuff. Rich, the Europe games start this week. You've got a 9:30 kickoff, so don't forget to check the early fantasy lineups. If you've got the Falcons Jaguars. So if you've got any Falcons or Jaguars, right? I don't think. Listen, NFL. I know you love to you've been pumping the Jaguars down the Brits'
Jordan Love
throat.
kickoff.
Not surprised at all. But like, I'm
not surprised.
But like, if you're trying to promote your game globally, can we come up with less shittier matchups, please?
Yeah,
because no one on the East Coast is like setting their alarm clock to go get up and be ready and on the couch at 9:30 to watch the Jaguars.
Well, on the West Coast is what, fucking 6 a.m.?
Yeah, it's going to be 6:30 in the morning. So, like,
I'm not waking up. I mean, I'll be up and watching it, but it's like if I didn't have to, I wouldn't. Yo, what's up, Chris?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, I would not be up and willingly watching that game, even for fantasy implications. My God, that's going to be terrible.
What are your thoughts on the early games? I love the 9:30 slot because it basically gives you football from breakfast until you go to bed.
Yeah,
I'm also loving the Reds. I'm also Rich with the Eagles schedule this year. I'm also
it makes watching the Red Zone that much easier because they're not getting games.
I got the volume on, and then I got whatever the local game is on the other side.
Sunday night in Dallas Cowboys league. I hope so too. David Montgomery scored again.
He's like Chris Carter. All he does is score touchdowns.
This is fucking ridiculous. Where's Jahmyr Gibbs?
God.
It's so depressing. I got having Jahmyr Gibbs.
So do I. I got him.
It's real sad.
I got shares of him that. So, Rich, before we go, you want to go into final thoughts? I'm gonna. Yeah, sure. I had something, but I'm gonna save it.
What are you saving?
I'm saving it for a time where we don't have to go like 25 minutes over an hour.
Okay.
Realignment geographically of the NFL teams. So realigning the NFL teams based on their geography, grouping them. So, for instance, the NFC East would be the Steelers, Ravens, Eagles, Commanders. Think about
what about Jets, Giants, Patriots?
Bills, AFC East.
AFC East. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
We'll talk. We'll touch base on it, but let's go. Let's jump into final thoughts.
I like that. Yeah. Let's talk about that next time. Final thoughts. I mean, I previously stated on it, and I don't know if you guys touched on it. But fighting at sporting events, fighting at football games, like, come on, guys. It's not that deep. I am not going to engage in fisticuffs over a football team because I might be sad the Eagles lose. I don't let it affect my well-being mentally or the next day. I just say, and move on with life because that's the adult thing to do.
Right.
It's sad what happened in New England with the man who died and his son was at the game. You know, it makes me sad because if I want to ever take Ollie to an Eagles game and, you know, I trust our fans, but there's just no place for that type of violence, sucker punching people, which I think is still a pussy move, or just getting into an altercation over a football game. Things are going to be said. Don't make it personal. Don't be fuck you, you little bitch, or, you know, you're an ugly motherfucker. Like, don't get personal. Keep it about sports because, you know, at the end of the day, sports is what's supposed to unite us, not tear us apart because we have indifferences over, is Dak Prescott a terrible quarterback? Yes, he is. But a Dallas fan will tell me he's not. And I'll be like, well, okay, you're wrong. We're not going to have we're not engaging in a fist fight over it. It's just, we all know Dak Prescott sucks. They may think differently. There's no need for the violence. And you know what my favorite thing is? Going to the Phillies games and how short they are and how the seventh inning pops up so quick and beer sales and stuff stop. It was pretty awesome when I went with Ollie and we just had a great time and I had 2 beers and that was it, you know, just 2 normal beers and we're eating, we're having a good time. And then I look down to 7th inning. I'm like, this was amazing because if we were here before and say it was me and my friends, I'd probably be on like 7 or 8 beers before the 7th inning started because of how long the games were. And you see what it does for the drinking and the shenanigans and all the bullshit that comes with adults not being able to behave themselves in public at a sporting event. I'm not saying, you know, take away all adult beverages, but you see people are getting hammered, stop selling them the beer. You see it's getting late and it's the halfway through the 4th quarter. I don't think my man needs another Jack and Coke, like, or 3 of them to take back to his seat. It's just, there's no place for it. There's no place for the violence. We all need to be better. Well, not us. We're you guys who do that stupid shit need to be better, especially San Francisco 49ers fans who will stab you in a parking lot. You need to be better.
The videos coming out of San Fran are even wilder.
Dude, they're nuts. They're fighting each other. They're fighting in the parking lots.
It's
fucking crazy.
You're getting too far away from what you're actually there for, right? You're there for a game.
I think people are just going there to spend $400 on a ticket to fuck somebody up, which is absolutely stupid. Aaron Jones got smacked. Sorry. Go ahead, Don. You're fucking.
All right, here we go. Final thoughts. I love when the Eagles do great things for the community.
Stoutland University.
the new way that they are raising money for the autism awareness. They are just debuting today your Kelly Green t-shirts and hoodies of Stoutland University.
Yeah.
They've got the dog theme, the dog mascot right on the front. Right. But I love that they're now taking class pictures. Right. So this is the Stoutland University class of 2023.
That is so awesome.
But just a great place, you know, where they're always hitting on the right cylinders with the way that they're fundraising, the way that they're raising the autism awareness, and the way that brings that communal aspect back to what it means to be an Eagles fan and what that community can be like when we all come together. Because we really try to hit on what the passion of this fan base is. And then, and we're about to embark on another Red October.
Hell yeah, baby.
This is what I love about sports, because sports is what brings it's the one thing that you can say brings people together. When you're in that you're waving that rally tail, or you're doing the EAGLES.
Yeah.
Nobody's worried about anything political. Nobody's worried about anybody's religion. We're all the Eagles fan, the Phillies fan, the Philadelphia fan becomes a universal thing.
We're all in the same gang.
And that's what I love. That's what I love about sports. With that, that's episode 142. We're drunk on broad. Rich, take us home.
You stuck around. You fucked around. You found out. A big fuck you to Chris Sims, to Jonathan Gannon. You bum. You won a game. You beat actually, you're the best head coach ever. Excuse me. You beat the Dallas Cowboys, man. You were amazing. I got sneeze again.
Nope.
You're the best. I'm allergic to the bullshit that I'm spewing, saying Jonathan Gannon's a good coach, Don. My allergies aren't letting me get away with that.
Well, listen,
allergic to bullshit. Fuck you, Ben Simmons. And fuck you, Deshaun Watson. And fuck you, Spike Eskin. Davion Taylor, you're out of my mind. I don't even care about you. I don't even care about you no more. But seriously, I'm Rich. That's Don. Treat everybody with respect. If you're going to the games, be a decent human being. You see people acting stupid, notify somebody, and just make it a safe place for everybody. Because believe it or not, children do go to games. Rich Favor saying we're talking about the Fightins here. Sad.
Listen.
Red October, baby.
Listen. Oh, Red October. Rich, on that note, let's let Uncle Jack take us home.
Uncle Jack, fuck the Cowboys.
Here we go.
Hey, listen to this guy. Tell me how you're feeling here. You're screaming.
I am stoked, baby.
You're screaming like it's still the game going on.
We're talking about the Fightins here. The Fightins. Said.
This is the Broad Street Line, where Philly sports fans leave all of their sports hot takes. Call 267-405-3062 and show us your passion for Philly sports. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday at 8:30 when we listen to your live reactions to the thrill of victory or the agony of defeat.
We are part of the Fired Up Sports Network of shows. Please check out other Fired Up Sports Network podcasts like the P-Lot Pod, Water Cooler Talk, Bell Smashers, Philly Sports Love and Pain, Drunk on Broad, Beer Battered Sports, and the Fired Up Sports Show, which are available on all major podcasting hosting sites and social media. Also, check out Mark Ramos' Roundup on firedupsports.com, which breaks down the happenings going on with all your favorite local teams.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.